with no sign of either conceding defeat, it could be an increasingly bloody battle. I'm joined now from Washington by Mara Rudman, who advises Hillary Clinton on national security, and by one of the so-called superdelegates, Senator Paul Strauss, who's backing Barack Obama. Mara Rudman, who's likely to be the most kindred spirit as far as Gordon Brown's concerned?
Well, he certainly has known Senator Clinton for some time, as you've described. But honestly, I think that both Senator Clinton and Senator Obama have some very similar positions in terms of what the relationship is with the United Kingdom. And the relationship, frankly, between the United States and the United Kingdom is going to be strong regardless of who becomes the next president, because it's a critically important transatlantic relationship. I obviously, given the candidate I'm advising, have very strong views about where the natural relationship is, but I think as an American I know that regardless of who becomes the next president, the relationship between the United Kingdom and the United States remains very strong.
Senator, you think you're equally confident, are you, even if your man wins?
I think so as well. Senator Obama recognizes that we have a strong relationship with the United Kingdom. He's taken a keen interest in world affairs, and I think that whoever wins the nomination of our party and ultimately becomes the president, you can count on continued positive Anglo-U.S. relations.
Let me ask the two of you about the way this contest is going now. Are you, neither of you, concerned that as it drags out, it does a great deal of potential damage to your party? Mara Rudman?
That's an interesting question to me, because I think it shows the vibrancy of democracy in this country, that we're fortunate to have two very strong, very capable candidates. We are also fortunate in showing the interest we have among our voters, that the turnout has been fantastic on the Democratic side in state after state after state. And the excitement that both of these candidates are generating is terrific. I think it's terrific for the party, I think it's terrific for the country, and I think it will continue right on into November. What will be critical is, regardless of who emerges at the end of this process, it will be critical for the party to come together. I think that will be a key role for both, frankly, the candidate who wins and the candidate who steps aside, to come together and show through their leadership the importance of uniting the party. But I think it will happen. In the end, I think it will contribute mightily to the strength of the Democrats going into November.
Senator, do you think that, supposing Hillary Clinton, say she loses Pennsylvania, should she concede then?
Well, I think if she loses Pennsylvania, she's going to have some hard questions as to why she's going to keep this campaign going. You know, the governor of Pennsylvania has endorsed her. He's got a very strong organization there, and a lot of us expect him to be able to carry her over the finish line there. We move on to Indiana, where I expect Senator Obama will win, North Carolina, where I expect he'll win big. And I think the question becomes really just how much longer will she stay in. At the same time, while the potential for a divisive primary and harm to the party is there, I agree with Ms. Rudman that, in fact, this has been a great process for the Democratic Party. This has been a great process for the American people. Voters are having a say. They're getting unprecedented access to candidates in their hometowns and communities. And the candidates themselves are hearing from voters and focusing on what's important to the American people. So we've added thousands of new Democrats to the voter rolls, Democrats that we're going to be able to turn out in November, no matter who the nominee is going to be. But I think at this point, a lot of us believe that that's going to be Senator Obama. He's ahead in delegates. He's doing well. And whatever happens in Pennsylvania, there are many other states ahead that we expect will eventually put
Mara
him over
Rudman,
the
let
top.
me ask you the same question, because, of course, while all this is going on, John McCain is free to swan around the world looking like a statesman. Do you think if she loses Pennsylvania, surely at that point, in the interest of the party, she has to concede, doesn't she?
I find it, again, interesting, the number of people out there deciding when a candidate, and certainly when Senator Clinton, is supposed to do one thing or another. I think it's the voters who get to make that decision, the voters and the candidate herself. And so I certainly wouldn't presume, and I don't think anyone in the media should be presuming, and I certainly don't think someone from the other candidate's side should be presuming when Senator Clinton should be the person, should be stepping aside. I think that's a decision for her to make, and frankly for the voters to make.
But Senator, I mean, you're a superdelegate. You wouldn't want the final decision left up to people like you, would you?
Well, I mean, me as a voter, I think is fine. I don't think it's right for superdelegates to cast decisions that go against the voters who voted in primaries. This is a fight that's probably going to continue down to the primaries, but I think at the end of the primary season, we're going to have a candidate that's ahead in the popular vote, ahead in delegates, and a natural leader. And I think at that time, we as a party need to fall in line and unite behind the winner of all of those contests.
Mara Rudman, let me ask you
hasn't
one other question about the meeting between Hillary Clinton and Gordon Brown tomorrow. Is she going to congratulate him again on his decision to boycott the Olympics?
Well, first of all, my understanding is he's not boycotting the Olympics. What he is deciding not to attend the opening ceremonies, and which is an important distinction.
It's a very important distinction, which was not made in Hillary Clinton's original comments on his decision.
No, in fact, it was made, and it was made quite clearly in the statement that she put out as well. And it was a statement that she put out, and she commended him for his decision, and it was exactly the words that was used, and it's a statement that you can find on her website as well, for his decision not to attend the opening ceremonies, which was an impressive decision on his part, and I know she certainly congratulated him for that decision.
Thank you both very much indeed.